Because, hello, y'all better quit playing with me. Alright, guys, we back with part 5. So, we gonna pick up where we left off. It's the baby's birthday party. Bob's people showed up 3 hours late. Bob mad at Sarah because he just got an attitude. He's just in a nasty mood. First of all, he tried to take her car during the party. And her daughter is like, no, Mom, get him. He's trying to leave. Okay. So he was mad about that. So he left on foot after his people showed up. Like he wasn't even there with them. And they only came because he told his brother that he could bring his video game and use their Wi-Fi and update his stuff. So they didn't come for the party. And they thought they were going to disrupt the party and hook up his video game instead of interacting with their grandson and nephew. Bob gave his dad his chicken and then had the nerve to get mad because his chicken was gone because he was drunk, high, or whatever. He don't remember giving his dad the chicken. He claimed he only gave his daddy 2 pieces of chicken. It was not that much chicken. And nobody went in the refrigerator. Nobody stole his chicken. But who argues with somebody over chicken? Like, it's not that serious, buddy. Okay. They moved past that. Everybody gone except for Sarah's cousin and his fiance. And they're steady saying, where's Bob? Where's Bob? His people get ready to go. Where's Bob? When they leave, everybody assumes Bob is out there with them, that he left with them because he didn't come back in. No, he didn't leave with them. Don't nobody know where Bob is. Apparently Bob took off on foot and he just gone. Whatever. You know, Sarah cleans up. She tried calling Bob a couple times. He didn't answer the phone. He didn't come home until 2 o'clock in the morning. Drunk out of his mind, maybe even high. And then just had a whole attitude. So they just didn't even talk. Like, Sarah was like, I'm not gonna do this with you. Like, it's the baby's birthday. I'm not gonna play these games with you. I don't know what your problem is. You tripping for no reason. Okay. A couple days go by. He still got attitude. Still trying to argue with her over some chicken, y'all. Chicken. He's trying to argue with her over chicken. Tell me this man ain't lost his mind. Okay. They move past it. They still having problems though. Like, she's just not happy. Not happy at all. You can tell he not happy. He not paying bills like he's supposed to be paying bills. Halloween roll around. They go trick-or-treating or whatever. They didn't taught the baby how to walk. But they still not happy. Like, you can tell they don't really like each other. And they just going through the motions. Bob still not doing what he's supposed to do. Sarah still feel like he taking advantage of her. She feel like he's another kid in the house. She tired of cleaning up after him. She's just not happy. And Bob's not doing anything to make her happy. And at this point, Bob is complaining, saying that Sarah's not doing anything to make him happy. Sarah's not buying him expensive clothes and shoes, and Sarah's not giving him money. And he doesn't like that Sarah doesn't just wake up and say, let me give Bob $100 just because, or let me go buy Bob some expensive pants because he deserves it. Bob didn't have all that stuff before he met Sarah. When Sarah met Bob, he didn't have all these expensive clothes that he wanted her to buy. And we're going to stop right there for a second just to point out, he asked Sarah, or he hinted around to Sarah. He said, I really like this Coach wallet and hat. It was black, the monogram. The hat and the wallet matched. Sarah didn't have the money, but Sarah got that for him for his birthday, Father's Day gift, because they right by each other, and it was two. It was a hat and it was a wallet. He got mad at her after she brought that up to him, and he goes, don't nobody care about that fake shit. That really hurt Sarah's feelings because it wasn't fake, it was real. Like, she spent a lot of money that she did not have to buy that for him, and he didn't even appreciate it. He said, that's what you're supposed to be doing for me. Okay, so let's go back to where we at. Now we're into November, and they still fighting, arguing, because Bob not giving up the cash. Bob is either lying or hiding money, but it's either way, it's not making Sarah happy. Bob decides to go to the plasma center, and Sarah's waiting to pick him up, waiting. She finally called him because like 4 hours don't went by. She like, this ain't making no sense. She's like, are you done? Like, you know, I'm ready to come and pick you up. Like, I don't want to be out late. It's snowing. He goes, oh, I'm already gone. I'm about to be at my mama's house. She's like, what? He's like, yeah, I'm about to be at my mama's house. She is livid because, what do you mean you about to be at your mama's house? And why wouldn't you tell me that you was going to your mama's house? And he goes, well, you can pick me up from here. And she's like, no, I'm not driving to your mama's house. Like, you knew I wasn't driving to your mama's house. That's why you did that. Okay. So she goes, you know we gotta pay these bills. The rent is due. We gotta pay these bills. He goes, I know. She don't hear from him no more that weekend. That was on a Friday. He reaches out to her on Sunday and says in a text message, I got robbed last night. This ain't the first time he told her he got robbed either. Okay. So she calls him and she goes, why are you texting me? Why didn't you call me last night when you got robbed? And he goes, I just was real distraught. And she goes, yeah, but it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Why you just not reaching out to me now? Like, why didn't you reach out to me hours ago? He hit her with some OBS. So she said, okay, what happened? He says, I was walking to the store to do the Western Union to pay my dad the $30 that he gave me back. Now, mind you, this particular $30 he's talking about, he told her that his dad gave him that $30 just because. But now this is money he got to pay him back. And it was so emergent that he paid him back that he had to go to his mom's house instead of coming home. After he got to his mom's house, this is the crazy part, y'all. He passed the store to go to his mom's house and then went back to the store. Did that make sense to y'all? Because it didn't make no sense to me. So I said, how did you get robbed? He says, I was texting you to tell you that it's not late so you can come pick me up. And in the middle of texting you, I look up and somebody is in front of me with a gun in my face and somebody is behind me with a gun in my back. And she goes, oh, wow. Now, Sarah is a very analytical person, so she needs things to make sense to her. So his story is not making no sense. So she goes, are you okay? And he goes, no, they took all my money. I said, what you mean they took all your money? He goes, they took $1,200 from me. Sarah says they took the rent. And he goes, yeah, the rent is gone. I don't have the rent. She's pissed now because why do you have $1,200 in your pocket? Why did you leave the house with $1,200? Just to go to your mama's house. That makes no sense. So she says, why did you have all that money on you? Like, why didn't you give me that money before you left? You knew that was our rent money. And he goes, you worried about the wrong thing. I could have lost my life. And she goes, I'm trying to make it make sense. You left the house with all that money. Where was your gun? He says, oh, I had put it in the house upstairs. So you put your protection in the house upstairs and chose to walk to the store in the dark, in the city, in a semi-shitty area. It's just not making no sense. So of course she asking all these questions because what you saying sound real false, dude. So now he mad at her because he says she don't care about him. All she care about is money, and she don't care that he could have lost his life. And she goes, Bob, how did they rob you? They went in my pocket and took the money. So she says, Bob, you got Jordans on your feet, a nice coat on your back, an iPhone, a Coach wallet, and a Coach hat. But all they did was go in your pocket and take the money and run. I said, did they hit you with the gun? He tells her no. She said, did anybody punch you? He said no. She said, do you have any scratches on you? He said no. She said, so literally all they did was reach their hand in your pocket and take all of our rent money. And he goes, yeah. He said, you asking too many questions. Again, you worried about the wrong thing. And this is how I know that you're not for me, because all you care about is money. Because now here he go trying to manipulate her. And she goes, okay. It's not my fault your story don't make no sense. Like,
wow, what's going on? Are you still working?
No, I'm waiting on my ride, so I'm doing my video.
What video are you doing?
I do videos on YouTube.
Oh no, did I just video myself?
A little bit, yep.
Oh my god.
That's one of my bosses, y'all.
Oh no. Now I'm in trouble.
So she like, yeah, it don't make no sense. It's weird. What you saying just does not make sense to me. So he didn't want to talk to her, so he didn't see her for like 2 days. And he came home and he still had the wallet. He still had the hat. Still had his phone, still had his shoes. So what exactly did they take? So Sarah goes, I think you gave that money to somebody else. If you had it, I think you gave it to another girl. That's why you went to the city. Because you had to give her that money. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Because that's what it's giving to me too. he had to go and get his other girl some money. So now they arguing. And he goes, you know what? I'm done. I'm over this. I can't do this no more. And she like, okay, bye. Because at this point, she's exhausted. She's tired. She does not care. She's like, I can't do this with you no more. I'm not happy. You're not paying bills. You lying about where your money going. Like, no, I'm good. That's what she tells him. So he packed his stuff up and he go. Whatever. You know, you're not doing anything here anyway. So he leaves. They don't talk for a little bit. And then they finally start talking. And she asked him, she said, well, because at this point, they don't stay together. He back at his mom's house. But their baby gets sick. He ends up in the hospital with croup. He got real sick. He's in the hospital. Y'all, why Bob had the nerve to tell her, all right, you can come pick me up so I can come to the hospital. She said, you must be out your damn mind. I am not leaving my baby in this hospital to come and get you. You better get up here the best way you know how. And he goes, I mean, I'm not asking you to come get me. I'm just saying that I gotta get a ride up there. And she like, not for me, you don't. Because I am not coming to get you. Like, I'm not playing these games with you. It's not happening, buddy. I don't know what that is. It seems like it's something in my hair, y'all. So, he manages to get up there and he stay, you know, for the 2 or 3 days that they're there. He stay. And then they part ways. The baby stays sick though. After they get out the hospital and they go home, he gets better from the croup, but then he gets this weird random fever and he's super sick from that. And then right after that, Sarah and the baby both get COVID again for the second time. So at this point, it's been like over a month and a half that Sarah hasn't worked because she's been with this baby. So she asked Bob, can you pay the cell phone bill? Because mind you, they are on the same bill. She goes, I haven't really been making no money. I need you to pay the cell phone bill. He goes, okay, how much is it? You wanna know why he don't know how much it is? Because he don't pay it. So he don't know that it's $326 every month. Okay. She says it's $326. He goes, oh wow. She said, that's how much it costs every month. Like, I'm not trying to rip you off. That's just how much it costs every month. He goes, okay, I'll give it to you on Friday. Okay, that Friday rolls around. She texts him and she's like, you know, are you giving me the money for the cell phone? And he goes, I'm gonna give you the money for my cell phone and your cell phone, but I'm not paying no grown adult cell phone who got a job. He talking about Sarah's daughter. Bro, what is your problem? What is your malfunction? So she goes, you know what? We don't have to go back and forth. Just take yourself off the line. Like, that makes no sense to me. Like, and he always has some type of issue with her daughter. And at this point, Sarah's over it because there's only been one guy that was not jealous of her daughter. And that's crazy because y'all grown ass men. Why y'all jealous of a child? And Bob has daughters. And Sarah brought up a valid point to him. She goes, what if your daughters told you that they mama's boyfriend you know what I'm saying, made them feel some kind of way because you acting like an idiot for no reason. He ain't had nothing to say about that. Except if you was a better mother, then your child wouldn't be so disrespectful. Bob don't see none of his kids, but got the nerve to be telling Sarah she need to be a better mother. Bob, get your whole life together. Okay. So he gets out of a shooting. He goes, fine, I'll come off the line. As a matter of fact, I'll do it today. So Sarah wasn't taking no chances. So she called and suspended his line. So at this point, they didn't talk for like 3 or 4 days. And then she messaged him on Facebook Messenger. Because, you know, phones working Wi-Fi. Okay. And she actually had tried to send him a text message because they got iPhones. iMessage still works. Okay. So they talk, but then they don't talk. And when they talked on Messenger, it took Sarah a minute to realize that they were talking on Messenger. So like, none of the text messages were going through after the first day. So after the 2 weeks went by, and then they finally started talking again, it's closer to Christmas now. None of the text messages was going through. And he kept saying it was because he didn't have Wi-Fi. But they were talking on Messenger. And then Sarah, like, you know, I think she had COVID brain, so she wasn't picking up on it at first. And then she finally goes, how are we talking? Like, your mom has internet now? And he goes, no. She's like, well, how are you talking to me? And he goes, oh, well, I must be picking up on one of the neighbor's Wi-Fi. Sarah goes, well, that's not really how Wi-Fi works. Like, you sure your mama don't got Wi-Fi? And he's like, no. And like, changed the subject. So, I mean, you know, Sarah just moved on from it. And then they were on the phone on Facebook Messenger another time while he was walking down the street. And she goes, how are we talking and you're walking to the bus stop? And he goes, I must be pinging off some Wi-Fi around here. And she was like, that's not really how that works. You usually got to sign in to Wi-Fi. And he was like, I don't know. All right, my bus coming. I got to go. Okay. Christmas come. Now Bob is sick. So he don't come for Christmas to be with baby. And he blamed it on Sarah. I said before he started faking sick, he goes, you know, I wanted to come and be there with y'all and take care of y'all, but you didn't want to pick me up. Sarah was so sick. Every time she stood up, she almost fell. She was so dizzy. That second round of COVID wiped her out. And he wanted her to drive like that, to pick him up, instead of getting to her house on his own. Because that's how selfish Bob is. Okay. Now it's Christmas and all of a sudden he's sick. Oh, I'm so sick and I gotta go to the hospital. And I'm like, Sarah goes, okay, so you got COVID now? Because you listing off COVID symptoms. And he's like, no, it's not COVID. She's like, did you test? No. So how you know you don't get COVID? Whatever. Fast forward, now they in January, it's the new year. And Bob's daughter reaches out to Sarah and her daughter because she saw Sarah and the baby on a TikTok video. And it was a glimpse of Bob in there. Because Sarah don't put Bob in her videos. Like, why should Bob get the luxury of having the world know him? You don't do nothing for them to like you and love you. Get out of here. So her daughter calls her and goes, Ma, Bob's daughter just sent me a message saying that she think my brother's dad is her dad. And she gave me her phone number and asked, you know, if you'd call her. So Sarah goes, okay, well, I'll do it when I get home. She gets home, she calls the number. The girl goes, yeah, saw your video on TikTok and me and my mom think that's my dad. So, you know, they talk for a minute. The girl, you know, tells her, like, I haven't seen my dad since I was little. And Sarah's like, that's crazy because your dad told me that he was talking to you every day on his way home from work, and that he was sending you Christmas gifts and birthday gifts every year for the whole time that we were together. And she's like, no, that's not true. I have not seen or heard from my dad since I was a little kid. And she's like, is my dad well? And Sarah goes, what do you mean? And she was like, well, my dad looked like he on drugs. And Sarah goes, well, I'm not gonna, you know, that's a conversation you should have with your dad. And she goes, well, I'm not crazy, I'm an adult. She's like, you know, I'm 21 years old. Like, I know what it looked like when somebody on drugs, and my dad clearly looks like he's on drugs. And so we should still talk to your dad about it. So I said, I'll give your dad your phone number and I'll have him reach out to you. She goes, okay. So Sarah, you know, messages Bob, hey, your daughter just reached out, here's her number. So I guess he calls her, he sends Sarah a message and goes, oh my God, I'm so excited. That's my daughter. I can't believe it. About maybe half an hour later, they three-way FaceTime call Sarah. And Sarah don't recognize like either of the phone numbers, so she answered it. One is obviously an out-of-state number because it's Bob's daughter. And the other one is a local number, but it's still a number she don't know. So when she answered, it's Bob's daughter and it's Bob. And she like, and he like, hey, she want to see her brother. She want to see baby. Okay. You know, she put the baby on there, talked to baby for a minute. And then he wanted to go play, so she put him down. So she's like, Bob, whose number is this? Whose phone are you calling me off of? And she asked him about 3 or 4 times because he's ignoring her. She's like, whose number is this? Whose number is this? Whose phone are you calling me from? Whose number is this? So he finally goes, it's mine. Okay, I gotta go. And then he hangs up. And she's like, now she's pissed because for weeks, Bob has been pretending like he ain't got no phone. Like, they have not actually been talking for real because he been acting like his phone was cut off. And Bob had a phone this whole time. He had a phone, he had a new phone number, all of it. And just been out here lying about it. And we're gonna end it